Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go.
Today is Thursday. Day number, help me, Shellz.
The 24th of February.
Yep.
It's coming to an end.
The year is still young, but we've got 310 days to go in the year 2022. And we say good morning to you and welcome. This is Up and Go. My name is Richie B.
You know it's your boy Shellz. Morning, Bridge Nation.
And it's your girl, Queen JoJo. Good morning, Bridge Nation.
Yeah, you know I'm here. DJ all the other ones and trees.
Ones and trees. You just keep out the tools.
You know.
Oh, boy. You do that too?
No.
Wow. So much is happening in the world. Russia attacks Ukraine. It has finally started, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a broad assault from 3 different sides.
Yes.
We saw it coming. We wondered whether or not it might have been averted. But the sad news that we're waking up to this morning is the fact that Russia has apparently decided to attack Ukraine. And now we'll be getting reports, no doubt, about the loss of lives and the damage to property and all of that. I don't feel good about it.
No, pretty heavy morning, I must say.
I tell you the truth. But we'll keep you informed. That is what we do best right here on Up and Go on the Bridge 99 FM. So what's up, Jody? How you doing?
I'm okay now. As I said, a pretty heavy morning. Kind of sad, to see what is happening. It feels surreal because you always hear rumors of war and that this is going to happen, and you're saying, no, man, they'll work it out. But
maybe them call it off.
Yeah, maybe them are going to call it off, or just, some talk. But to see it happen and be alive to see this happen, it's pretty scary. Yeah.
And the possibilities of a bigger war.
Yes.
Is what is also frightening.
Because I know that there are other countries that don't agree with what has happened, so they might take side with Ukraine, and then it might be
So NATO is in fact, this is happening when NATO is supposed to be meeting to discuss what really happens as far as Ukraine is concerned.
Right.
And Russia could not wait, it seems.
Didn't answer the call.
Yeah.
They were calling.
It's like reports are coming in right now that 40 reported dead so far.
Wow.
And that's an early count.
Yeah.
It is shocking and it's disappointing, Shellz.
Yeah, definitely. As Jojo rightfully said, never thought I would be seeing this, or a lot of us would be seeing it. We watch the movies and we laugh and we enjoy the movies, but to be seeing it played out. And I think what scared me is that these are powerful nations, get me, involved, even the allies that who say, we might respond in aid of Ukraine, So, we have to sit and watch, and hope for the best. Yeah,
the leader of Ukraine went out and he was trying to encourage his nation and the soldiers there to, remember that your Ukrainians fight with all your might and so on. But it's rough times for them, trust me. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, Richie, that the start of that conflict right now is going to have a ripple effect really on the world, because Ukraine is one of the largest producers, of oil.
I think that is really the heart of the problem,
I genuinely believe that that's what the problem is.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to take care of you until 11 o'clock. We go. This is Up and Go. Morning, Jack Scorpio. Sounds like I'm rhyming or something. Right?
A little bit.
Way to go, don't you know? We're ready to roll. Time for
What the Fact? WTF.
And let me start it and Shellz will pick up on it. Now, This morning, we can tell you that the CIA experimented on animals in the 1960s. Just ask Acoustic Kitty. Okay, then. Drugs, nukes, and animal operatives. Project MK Ultra. The CIA's infamous human mind control project wasn't the only thing that was going on in the 1960s. The U.S. government deployed non-human operatives, ravens, pigeons, even cats, to spy on Cold War adversaries. Unlike MK Ultra, this project was never the subject of a congressional hearing, but some documents as well as sources from inside the CIA confirm that Project Acoustic Kitty was in fact real.
Now, Bridge Nation, cats are infamously disobedient. That's true. But the CIA believed that with the right training, they could become spies. The organization also wanted to exploit another of the animal's traits, which is curiosity. It's thought that a cat wired to record sound would be able to come and go unnoticed, and with the use of audio cues could be controlled to go where it would record interesting sounds like talks between Soviet leaders. Now, Richie, you see that part there? The CIA spent more than $20 million on this spy project. $20 million bumpus.
On kitty. Acoustic kitty. Oh, seriously?
But if it
Sorry, I hope that didn't throw you off. Give him a few moments to regain his composure. They spent $20 million on
acoustic kitty on post.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Cats are very stealthy, you know.
Yeah,
them sneaky when they're ready. So might as well put them to good use.
Yeah, they say that they can be quite curious, and so they wanted to capitalize on that level of curiosity. But it didn't stop them from going meow. Even after a $20 million spend. Well, what will they think of next? Every time we pick up these stories, we have to be saying that, you know. Yep. But fact is, the CIA experimented on animals in the 1960s, and Acoustic Kitty was one of those investments. It's time for us now to get into our next feature,
which is the proverb of the day. And the teacher is here.
Gonna play it for us. Then I'll tell you what it means.
Okay.
All cassava get same skin, but all not taste same way.
I wonder if everybody heard that. if y'all didn't hear that, we can play it again for you to hear, you know. Listen.
All cassava get same skin, but all not taste same way.
All cassava get same skin, but all not taste same way. You know, once I saw not taste instead of no taste, me say, yo, it's not a Jamaican proverb. Is.
I am struggling with the pronunciation.
Yeah, that was one from Guyana. Yeah. Who's going to tell us the meaning of that one? I'm willing to learn.
The teacher herself.
Okay, so the meaning of this is, though people may look alike because of their mode of dress, they are different in many ways. Not only mode of dress, but skin color, hair, you know.
Everything look alike. But they are quite different.
When you
get right down to it. And sometimes you find out in some terrible ways.
I thought he was going to go another room.
Oh, yes, I thought so.
But it's true, you know, you think that everybody have this pretty face, and they look so lovely, and then you meet them and you're like, oh, okay. Never mind. Exit stage left.
Where did the dragon come from?
Hey, I tell you, you know what is close to that though? We have a Jamaican saying, which is close to that. See your uncle live in your
do the right thing. That's right, Ali. True. So true.
You know, like you go to the States and you're in one of the states hanging out with family. You all lived so good in Jamaica and everything is nice. Welcome, we're happy to have you. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, so the 4th day. Sometime before that, different thing pick up in you. We hear many of those kinds of
all the time.
We call it change color.
Green lizard.
That's so true.
All right, that's the proverb of the day. It's a Guyanese proverb. All cassava get same skin, but all not taste same way. Though people may look alike because of their mode of dress, they are different in many ways. Where are we at, Jody?
All right, so we're at Pet Peeve, and we have our very own Shellz, who's going to be sharing it with us. Just in case you're listening to us for the very first time here on the Bridge 99 FM, Pet Peeve are things that others do that you may find annoying, irritating, and even upsetting.
Lord.
And today, our Pet Peeve come from our very own Shellz.
Like we hear it now.
All right, so Bridge Nation, full disclaimer. People don't bother me, no. I'm trying my best not to make people bother me. But, jeez, man, there's this one pet peeve I have. I dislike when people compare their struggles with mine. Now, let me explain. You're forward in the office, or you reach a school or any gathering, and them look by you and say...
Even church?
Yeah, anywhere.
All right.
And them look by you and say, Lord, how you look so today? And you say, John, you know, some stay up all night last night I study and I'm tired. Here where the pet peeve come in now. You think are you tired? No, man. I think you tired last night, but up on the farm till 3 o'clock in the morning. Brother. I never ask you that, brother. Isn't it? Now, Bridge Nation, I'm not an inconsiderate person. You see, if it was me, look on them, Richie, and say, oh, you look so you're all right, then I've opened the room for conversation. But you come to me.
Yeah.
And I just gave you a simple response. I say, yo, I'm still up late last night, I'm tired.
Yeah. Your
Your response should just be something that seems like, John, dog, all right, just get some more rest.
Give me some encouragement.
Yeah,
dog.
look for me and say,
real.
you think you tired?
My problem bigger than yours.
Exactly.
It makes you feel like they didn't even have an appreciation for what you're going through.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
Thank
know
you.
that kind of thing. I know that kind of way.
Shellz.
Yeah.
Get your vex. It sounds like it get him karate. The man shot him, kill him with karate.
It's rough.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve indeed.
It's a motivation for you, Shellz. You know, all they're saying is that, yo, listen, my dear, up on here.
That's another side to it. You know?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
but-
say, but different, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Allow me to struggle and let me just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You tackle yours the next day.
Picking up from where all left off, maybe they're trying to say to you, listen, man, your problem not tough like mine. So just go through, man, because me I go through too. You know what I mean?
See, that's
so
true.
maybe that's
We'll
another
see.
way you can look at it. But if you're in Shell's company, you don't want to go there with
You really don't want
if
to.
not now at any rate.
Yeah, just say understand and move on.
This morning, we're very pleased to be joined by Aurelia Cruz. Now, she is the executive director of the Caribbean Basin Endowment Fund. She's also chief operating officer of Blue Mahoe Capital. Now, the Caribbean Basin Endowment Fund, we understand, is a public charity dedicated to the mission of supporting and investing in socially and environmentally impactful endeavors in the Caribbean Basin while ensuring good governance. And the Blue Mahoe Capital and the Endowment Fund is being a bridge. The theme really is being a bridge for the U.S. and Caribbean. Good morning and welcome, Ms. Cruz. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Nice.
Thank you for having me.
We're very happy to have you this morning. Let's go to the very beginning. Please tell us how and why the Caribbean Basin Endowment Fund was created.
Good question. A lot of well, let's start with the kind of the beginning of Blue Mahoe. Blue Mahoe Capital, which I'm the COO of, we basically are an impact investment company, impact investment firm that is looking to give investors access to overlooked opportunities in the Caribbean. But what we realized is there are a lot of people in the diaspora, a lot of people out there in the world that actually want to give it from a charitable perspective rather than from an investment perspective. They still want to give back to their country. They still want to give back to the region, but they may not want to use it they may not want to give back in an investment type of way. So we have talked to many people about endowment funds and how does that work. Instead of our travels with family offices, we were able to partner with a company called Legacy, which is our fiscal sponsor. So they handle all of our administration, all of our financials. We don't have anything to do with that part. And then we also partnered with another company called Lohas, who actually does support a lot of these endowments. And we realized that there was such an appetite for people to give back to their region. And we created the endowment fund in December. We've launched it, but we're officially launching it within the next week or so. So this is just perfect timing for us to be able to talk about it.
All right.
So again, it really is just giving people another way to give back to their region.
All right. A charity then is obviously big on your agenda. Expand a little bit more, though, in terms of the vision for this organization.
You know, it's a little bit different than a typical charity or a typical foundation. A lot of times those are giving directly to other organizations to help them. We're a little bit different in the sense that we are creating an opportunity for people to donate, and that money will go directly to either two sources, either directly to companies in the region. So if you have a company, let's say in Jamaica, that needs to scale. Let's say they're a farming company that's doing really well, but they maybe need, just another bump to be able to get to the next level. Or maybe they need new equipment or whatever the case may be. We're going to be able to be in a position to give them that money. to be able to continue and scale and be successful. Another way that we're able to help the region is not only give directly to some companies, but also serve as a investor in our impact fund. And what that means is our impact fund was set up to actually do the same thing to all companies throughout the region that are causing impact. We don't want to give to a company that is not having exponential impact. And let me explain what that is. When we give to companies or when we invest in companies, we want to give to companies that are doing something to be positive to the environment. As you know, being in the islands, you guys are directly involved with climate change and some of the things that are happening with the environment. We want to make sure that we're having a positive impact when it comes to that. We also want to make sure we're creating jobs. This is not for, helping companies so they can just be rich. We want to make sure that the region, there's job creation, that there isn't brain drain. People can stay in the Caribbean and have a very great experience in life and not have to go to the States or not have to go to the UK. We also want to make sure that we're having an impact when it comes to addressing things like food scarcity. We talk to people all over the world, especially in the Mideast or other places. People are afraid of a lack of food sources. And with all of the land in the Caribbean and all the opportunity I see, I think that being able to help companies be able to have better agriculture or be able to have exports to these are creating even more opportunities for economic gain. So I guess what I'm saying is our vision, our impact is all our vision, and what we want to do is all about impact. How can we improve the area, and how can we be a vehicle, a bridge to be able to have that diaspora to directly be able to impact their homeland?
You see, I like how you just brought that in. And Richie, I think it's so fitting, the theme, and you being on the bridge with us. I love it. I just love the vibe, being a bridge for the US and the Caribbean. But can you further explain, what does that mean for you guys, being a bridge for the US and the Caribbean?
Absolutely. Well, I'm people always laugh when I say this. I'm the only non-Caribbean on my team.
Okay. Really?
And, they're always like, people are always like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, Tennessee. But and I say it like that, but one of the reasons why I think it's so important, I have been a tourist, if you will, of the Caribbean for many, many, many years. Actually, one of the first countries I ever went to in my life was Jamaica, and I fell in love with it in the early 90s. I went to Reggae Sunsplash. So I got to learn about the $5 cardboard box, which I didn't understand why that was of value until about 3 in the morning. Yeah, reggae bed, right. I was like, oh, give me that $5 box. But at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, it wasn't important. At 3 in the morning, it was. So I fell in love with the country. And what I realized is when I first went to Jamaica, a lot of people I would notice would never leave the resorts. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, you're here in a country. Why would you there's beaches in the US. Why don't you just do the same thing? So the first trip, I was venturing out, going to different places around Jamaica. And I did that in all of the countries that I went to. And what I realized is a lot of people have resort distort. They go down, fun and sun. It's great. They see maybe bad images of, maybe some areas that are not that wealthy. And they say, oh, we don't go over there. But you have that everywhere. Yeah. So what I wanted to do, I'm really big on the African diaspora, and I feel like when we came over, it was just fate what island we got off on, or what port we were dropped off on. So I think we're all here on this world together, and I want and as my vision personally is to be that bridge for African Americans, for other people in the diaspora to connect. So instead of it being that triangle trade that we had back in the day that benefited other people, why don't we have that triangle trade now? Why don't we be that bridge together where African Americans, people in the US, the diaspora all over the world can unite and do something economically, really. And I think it's a powerful thing. So I think that bridge is something that I personally have always wanted to do. And now with Blue Mahoe Capital, now with the Caribbean Basin Endowment Fund, I think we can accomplish some of those first steps of doing that.
So no doubt, the Caribbean Basin Endowment Fund has in fact impacted a number of social investments. Can you sort of indicate some of those for us this morning?
Well, we just really started. We have a plan of one particular, excuse me, We just actually started, like I said, launch. So we haven't made an investment yet, but that's the thing. This is the beautiful opportunity, and I'm glad that I'm talking to you today. We want to know about opportunities to invest in. So if you or your audience know of companies that are impactful, that are going to create jobs, that are going to, create opportunities and really be an economic boost to the area, please let us know about it, because we want to start creating more and more of a pipeline of opportunities for us to invest in.
Okay. I could see a big, massive expansion on the Bridge 99 FM.
Of course. It's only fitting. It makes sense. Yeah.
But you know what? You're doing impactful things. You're a positive show. I listened to some of your recordings, and I listened today. Yes. So you never know. You never know.
Thanks. There you go. Thank you for that.
Now, Ms. Cruz, finally, how and where can persons, who are interested in, donating, go to donate to the organization and the whole movement in general?
Absolutely. You can go to BlueMahoeCapital.com/CBEF. So Caribbean Basin Endowment Fund, the initials, CBEF.
Nice. Aurelia Cruz, it really was a pleasure talking with you. Thank you for the information you shared. Best wishes with your endeavors. And I'm sure that you'll be hearing from many of my listeners with the kinds of programs and plans that would be of interest to you and your organization. Thank you so much.
We welcome them. Thank you for the opportunity. Good morning, guys. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, that's a chat there with Aurelia Cruz. She is the Executive Director of the Caribbean Basin Endowment Fund, and she's also the Chief Operating Officer of Blue Mahoe Capital. Wonderful talking with her.
Yeah, man, I love the movement.
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
It's a powerful one.
By the way, I saw you at dinner at, was it...
District 5.
District 5, yeah, man.
Our hotel, the roof. You know how we do, Richie.
Was Nikki there as well?
Nikki was there with her date,
You were not at the same table?
No. She was a little away from me with her date, so I could see her and hear her giving herself trouble. I feel sorry for the gentleman.
She could also hear you as well.
I wasn't giving no one trouble still.
Yeah.
But, I would also like to thank District 5. I'd like to thank our hotel and the Bridge 99 FM. And our dates, the dates that came out. And Richie, I heard you said you played a part, in setting that connection. So thank you for that.
We made it happen.
Yeah, the food was nice.
You owe me one, son.
Yeah, no problem.
The food was good?
Yeah, it was good. Experience was good, man.
Like a 3-course meal that you went on.
Belly full, man. Carry some for breakfast this morning.
And you imbibed, I suspect. You imbibed on some liquor.
Yeah, we talk too much from the air, but we did our thing. It was good. It was good.
Well, let's just say the arrangements were made, so you could have if you wanted to.
Yes.
And the date was seemingly quite nice based on the pictures that I've seen emerging.
Mm-hmm. And my outfit was nice. Tribe 9 Studio. Big up yourself, Troy. Big. You go hard, youth. It's cool, man. It was good, man. It was good. We give thanks.
All right, and that was a Valentine promotion that we had. Nikki Z, that is, and Shellz were out with 2 winners in the competition. Shellz had a female, and Nikki, I suspect, would have had a male.
Yes, she did.
Yes, and that took place at District 5 on top of the R Hotel in Kingston. Thanks to the management there for their kind accommodations also. It's time now for the Secret Sound Game. And we've been running this one for 2 days now.
Yep.
And we haven't had a winner yet. You can be a winner, though, if you can identify the secret sound that we have for you. And do so by calling us right now on 876-676-4996. What is this sound that you're hearing? Listen to it. We wait to hear from you. Give us a call right now. It is the Secret Sound Game. Do we have our first caller? All right.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the Bridge 99. Caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
And who do we have this pleasure of speaking with? Who? Just tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Well, this is Adney.
Pardon?
I am calling from Kingston, Kentucky. And I know that sound is from the baby cover of the cheetah.
Of the what?
The cheetah. The baby cover.
Oh, you watch enough of them National Geographic thing that you think is smart. I like that.
Did you say what did he say your name was?
Evadne.
Oh, Evadne.
Okay.
Yeah, Evadne.
Evadne sounds very confident with that answer. She says, I know that the sound that you're playing is that of a
Baby cheetah.
Baby cheetah.
Nobody.
I don't want to cheat you out of your winnings, but I have to do some consultation, and I'm looking across the glass to get an indication as to whether or not you are, in fact, a winner. And, you know, Evadne!
Yeah?
Kingston 20's where you at, right?
Yeah.
First call this Thursday morning, Evadne, let me tell you, you are getting this sound. That means you're wrong, baby. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Evadne. With all the confidence that you displayed, your answer is incorrect. OMG. Evadne didn't make it, but who will? Let's find out now. 876-676-4996. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
And that sounds like a familiar
The
voice.
champ is here. Is that the champ? It's not the champ?
Yes, this is the champ.
It is the champ.
It is the champ. That sounds like cuteness.
Own it up.
That is cuteness. Yeah,
Cuteness.
The champ is here.
No, it's not. We were the champ in our card yesterday.
You tried yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. So this is Cuteness, right?
It's not cuteness. It
No,
sounds like
it's
cuteness.
not
though.
Cuteness. Okay, cool. What's your name, my
What's your
brother?
name?
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton. I'm going to call you Mr.
Still
Hamilton.
like what him saying about the champ though.
Yeah.
Like without.
You might own it, you might claim it. So let's see now. You heard the sound, or do you want to hear the sound again?
Can I hear the sound again?
Yes, we will play it again for you. So here's the secret sound. Hamilton, you heard it. What is your answer?
Oh, it's a bird.
You think it's a bird?
Yes, it's a bird.
Oh, you said yes, it's a bird.
You see the seagull?
Oh, the man again. When I go to the species.
I'm going to get specific. It could be a
You see a
seagull.
bird or a seagull, one of them.
Okay. Well, you might hear a sound that sounds similar to a bird sound,
Well.
but listen to the sound you're getting.
Wah, wah, wah.
Means you're
I'm
wrong,
so
son.
sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Hamilton. I still call you Mr. Respect you. But your answer is wrong. And you know what? I think this is going to be with us for a while. I suspect that we might just have this game, this particular sound running for a while. You're working hard at it, but you need to put in some more work. And if you get the answer correct, we have a prize for you. So, we have one more caller?
Yeah.
All right, let's take another call. This is the final call in this blog. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Welcome to the Secret Sound Game here on Up and Go on the Bridge 99 FM. How are you doing?
Good morning, I'm good.
All right, who is calling?
Nisha from Bohemia.
Okay.
Hi, Nisha. How you doing? All right, Nisha, have you heard the sound or you want to hear it again?
Yes, I did hear the sound.
You heard it already. So what's your answer?
Ready.
I think it's a quail.
A quail. It's another bird, I believe.
A quail.
Boy.
You're sticking with that answer if I give you
Sure.
5 more seconds?
No,
Is that your final answer?
yes.
You don't want to change anything about that answer?
Or it's a penguin.
I like it.
Let me just tell you that you're thinking, but guess what? This is the sound you're getting.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry, Nisha. You're not a winner. Try again sometime, okay? That's all the time we have for you inside of the Secret Sound game, ladies and gentlemen. The sound you've heard, you must identify. You get a chance to do it again tomorrow morning at 9:30 in the Secret Sound game right here on Up and Go on the Bridge 99 FM. Work on it and be a winner tomorrow, God willing. And, we're looking, Shellz and Audley, at, the whole matter of the roles and responsibilities of men in our society. And that is a very, very important role indeed. The role of men in society has transformed immensely through the years. If men want to be successful in their marriage and just their life in general, many would say that they have to sort of change and broaden their definition of what it means to be successful as a man. And we're accustomed to men being, like the good provider, the protector, the leader, the teacher. And that's a privilege that comes with responsibilities that men may not even be aware of in some instances. It's a broad topic. You want to make a contribution to this, Shellz?
Yeah, all right. So firstly, for my generation, I like the fact that we have this man talk. I get to have man talks with, gentlemen older than I am, because my generation, we're faced with an issue. The definition of masculinity has changed. You understand me? It can be because of the knowledge and information that we're getting from on a worldwide level, or I might get in a spot of bother here, but women cause it too. Yeah, man. Women cause some women. Let me come and say everybody look for me now. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, some women cause men. Because women are rise up certain way. And I take charge certain way, and a lot of women kind of demasculate men unknowingly, and it causes men to kind of neglect some of those things that you mentioned, like stuff like being a proper provider. They're kind of afraid to take, to be assertive. Stuff that people think like, that should be a natural instinct for a man. But, if society kind of beat down men for small things like even being vulnerable, you see me? How can we recuperate and then provide if we can't have a moment to be vulnerable? You understand what I mean? So that's stuff that I feel like my generation struggle with, just finding that accurate definition of what, being masculine means. Because once you can identify what being masculine means, the roles and responsibilities that follow should come easily.
Yeah. Men have to play a very important role in the life of their families. They have been described by some as the liaison to the world that exists on the outside of the family's immediate environment. And we are supposed to provide good support. We must lead by example. I find something that works for me is sharing my experiences with my sons.
That's good.
They learn from what daddy has been through, and can use that to shape how they decide, make certain decisions going forward.
That's good.
I like to have regular conversations with my sons, just to get a feel as to what they're thinking, what they're going through. And I think it is important also that we also encourage that whole matter of encouraging your children, your boys and your girls, in whatever they're doing. Encouragement, give them that moral support. It's not just about providing some money and sending it over to mommy, or you live with mommy, or and you just contribute financially. You want to do more than that if you're really going to be a man in our society.
Richie, it's all about setting examples too, because funny, we're actually on this topic. On the early morning show with Ronnie and Pernell, spoke a little bit about that. And Ronnie, his sons, they're lawyers. And Pernell, his daughters.
His daughter
Right.
and son
Right.
are politicians like himself.
And doctors.
Right.
Because his wife is in the medical field. You understand? So, personally, I think it all starts also from parenting. As you were rightfully saying a while ago. How you relate to your kids, and stuff like that. So,
that's true. Well, for me, I love that point where you guys said that men should, especially fathers. I don't mean fathers. Everybody, can step up and be a father a certain way. 'Cause I don't have enough elders in the community,
right?
And I encourage a lot of youths, in the streets for kind of like, there's nothing wrong with just putting aside the ego and talking to an elder. Show some respect, because I feel like that, no pun intended, there's a gap there that needs to be, there needs to be a bridge there. And I feel like both sides have their egos. You have the older generation of men who want to share some knowledge to the younger youth, but them feel like the youth, them feel like them know it all. And then you have the young youth, them now feel like the old people, them.
And that is not just in the music industry, by the way.
No, man, it's a cultural thing, it's a social issue.
Yeah,
so I feel like that's a very, very, very big point, because we have a lot to learn from each other,
Yeah, man.
And I think that's a big, big, big step forward.
So, in closing this segment, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at the roles of and responsibilities of men, the society would benefit from a man who takes responsibility for his actions, right? Because it is said that a boy makes excuses for his actions. So you want to be a man, not a boy. A man lifts you up when you're feeling down. A boy kicks you while you're down, right? A man can recognize a woman's worth. A boy doesn't know a good woman when she's right before his very eyes. So we want men in our society who will take responsibility for their actions and take charge and lead.
I like that. I also want to big up Kingston College. See me on my purple shirt. No, I bigging them up because the moment we step through the doors, they always, apart from saying Fortis Kedere Sedere non protest over and over, they kept calling us gentlemen and grooming us that way from day one, and I appreciated that going through KC. So big up the Fortis family.
Yeah, man. A whole heap of people just enough respect for that a while ago. You think on easy. All right. That pretty much is the time we have allotted. You had an outro, son?
I like the topic because, going back to an article, I saw earlier, women are in more. So what?
Yeah.
Women are in the top jobs now.
Yeah.
I mean, here's our GM.
Big up.
Here's our GM. I mean, there are a lot of
and
women.
sometimes they're earning more than the men.
No, it shows. You women CEO, women president, women. I mean, when you read it.
But that's a good thing.
The men.
That's a good thing.
No, I'm not saying.
It is said that some women will study because they just feel like studying and want to get a high degree, while a man will study because he wants to actually be able to earn more money from going up the ladder. So these are things that we must contemplate and ponder. But more time.
No, I just want to add quickly that issue of emasculating men. I want us to talk about that. It's a serious thing young youths are go through. It's a serious thing. That's why it's enough then question how man dress and one bag of some, but we'll have to talk about that another time. It's a serious thing, Richie, man.
It happens a lot within your circles.
No, hey, hold on. No, not my circle, but no, trust me, it's an issue.
Age category.
We see it in the music industry. It's a whole discussion to be had. Trust me.
Okay. Well, that is something that we'll delve deeper into one of these days in our Man Chat segment. All right. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest goes by the name Jah-Lil, a multi-talented singer and songwriter who hails from Kingston 13. Now, Jah-Lil has worked with top producers, both in Jamaica and overseas, and that somehow demonstrates his versatility, his creativity, and that allows him to express himself in any genre of music. Not many artists can actually say that, but he can. He has had the experience. In his career, he has graced the stage in numerous countries and has been a part of VP's Strictly the Best album compilation. So this morning, we greet a young ambassador who is also celebrating and performing as well as participating in Reggae Month celebrations. Good morning and welcome, Jah-Lil.
Blessings.
Yeah, man, blessings, man. Greetings, man. Much love and respect, you know what I mean?
How are you doing, sir? How are you today, Jah-Lil?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have life, so grateful, Yeah, man, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I know how are you doing?
We are doing well. Yeah, man, we're good, man. As a matter of fact, great because we have you for talk to right now and do a vibe.
For real.
How did the name Jah-Lil come about, first of all? How did you get that name?
Jah-Lil, wow. All right, so I was young, I mean, like 4 or 5 years old. My mother said I always have this characteristic about me, like I always want to be the savior of situations. So for instance, my sisters were fighting. I wanted to be the person to part the fight.
Okay.
The same thing in the street, same thing at school. It's like they always want to be the peacemaker. So it's like them call me a little Jah, so I just run with the name and say, I'm just gonna flip it and say Jah-Lil. It's like a little Jah, you get me? And say someone that said Jah-Lil.
Oh, see, that makes sense. Nice. What would you say, Jah-Lil, inspired your love for reggae music?
Oh, a lot of things, the environment, my upbringing, upcoming. Definitely have to say Bob Marley because how he brought across the message. I was very intrigued in that, and I wanted to do the same thing, because I'm a people person. I love people, I love peace, I love anything that has to do with peace and love. I love that. So, I saw him bring across the message, or I heard him bring across the message, it was really, really intriguing to me. And I wanted to put my foot in that, I wanted to be a part of that.
Give thanks, man. Give thanks. Jah-Lil, Shellz here. I'm going to talk a little about your music itself. I like the fact that you brought up that you saw yourself as like a peacemaker, whether it be in your household or in the streets. So it's like a two-part question. Is that the same way you view your music? Like you see your music as a way to create a peace in the reggae space? Because this music space kind of have like shaky moments. You see yourself as like a peacemaker with the music?
Yeah, because me not really, me not preach violence none at all, you know, like, you know, even though I do, you know, all different genres of music, I do not do nothing that is negative and that, influences violence. So definitely, I can see myself occupying that space, you know.
Respect.
The whole peacemaker thing.
Respect.
Yeah, man.
So how long you been making music?
All of my life, but professionally, let's say about 10 years. Because I was introduced to JCDC competition in 2011. Yeah, so 2011. So would it be 10 years? 10 years. So this July would have made it 11 years.
Okay.
Yes, so I was introduced to the competition in 2011. Young youth. At that time, and I actually won that competition, and that is where I began the music journey professionally.
Give thanks. And my final question to you is, how does it feel to be named a Young Reggae ambassador? And I'm not normal that in a Jah-Lil. I tell you the truth. How that feel?
Yeah, I mean, we're still in awe, you know, because I mean there are a lot of young reggae acts out there, and you know, to be named among, you know, the young ambassador for reggae is amazing for me. Cause as me say, peacemaker. That is what I strive for. So I guess them see it fitting, you know, to give me that title.
Great, it's powerful.
That's really good. And you'd have had to do some work to get to that stage of being recognized as a young reggae ambassador. From your own perspective, Jah-Lil, what would you consider maybe the or one of your greatest accomplishments so far on your musical journey?
So I guess I recognize not gonna step away. Yeah.
No problem.
All right. So, one of my greatest accomplishments, I mean, being so young and gracing a stage and having people, you know, singing back my songs, you know, word for word, and enjoy the performance and getting round of applause and stuff like that. In countries like Trinidad and Tobago, New York, even Austria, you know, in Europe.
Nice.
So yeah, that has been mind-boggling for me, even still, you know, to know that people from a different culture, you know, can appreciate your music like that, you know.
Yeah. We're celebrating Black History Month. We're also celebrating Reggae Month. How will you participate in Reggae Month activities?
Well, I've already been on a show that JCDC cast like a week ago, and this Friday I'm supposed to be a part of the show as well. With the lineup of like Black Hero. There's a couple of people well in, but I can't remember the names. Black Hero, Yaksta, Sean Antoine, and me. Yeah. So and we have other things coming up, other shows coming up. So, you know, it's just to grace the stage, you know, sing the message a piece, as we say, and live.
You didn't do badly, you know, Jah-Lil, because many times we interview artists and we ask them a similar question and they go, "Boy, you have to talk to my manager." They can't remember the dates for their performances. They can't remember who is on the bill. So you're not doing too badly at all. But for those who are not, so familiar with your music, maybe you have a recent release. If it's okay with you, Shellz, maybe we could ask him to just sing a line or two of one of your most recent releases before we close out this segment. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, man, that is fine.
Tell us which song you'll be doing and give us a piece of it.
All right, so this song is entitled "Human Race."
Okay.
As you can see right now, the things that are going on in the world, you know, it's tragic, you know. Even the now escalating war between Ukraine and Russia, which will be affecting everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, so I mean, this song maybe was a prophecy. I don't know.
Let's hear it.
Human Race. So it goes. Human race, running in a human race, yeah. What a disgrace! Human beings when a human race. Preserving my soul. Want to live until I'm old. Craving control. Want to take my life, my goal. Where have we gone? Where have we gone wrong? And where is the honor? I have for you have for I. Yeah, so I think that the people them actually go up on YouTube and listen to that song. Yeah, because it's a really powerful song.
Yeah.
You don't really want to sing that much. You know?
It is powerful, it is timely, and it is topical, especially with what is going on in the world right now.
Definitely.
What are your social media handles, by the way?
It's Jah-Lil Music JA on all platforms.
All right.
So you can just on YouTube, you can find me Jah-Lil Music Jamaica.
Give thanks.
Jah-Lil, it has been a pleasure talking with you, man. Continue to shine, and best wishes going forward. We're looking forward to seeing a bit of your performance during Reggae Month. Enough respect.
Yeah, man, respect, man, and thanks for having me. And big up all of the listeners.
Yeah, every time, you. Big respects.
Powerful.
Yeah, man.
Good vibes. Every Thursday morning at this time, we have the very informative feature called Constitutionally Speaking. And our sponsors for this segment happens to be the Office of the Public Defender. This morning, I think the Public Defender will be paying tribute to a late attorney, Mr. Morel Beckford, who sadly passed recently. We say good morning and welcome to Public Defender Arlene Harrison Henry. Good morning, Mrs. Henry. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm good, thank you. And you?
We're well,
good, man.
and we're happy to have you once again with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
Mrs. Henry, we get a lot of comments on the roads as we move around in relation to some of the topics that we have discussed. So we know that many persons are listening and are looking forward to our deliberations today. I think you wanted to focus today on a tribute, sort of, to a late former colleague of yours, Mr. Morel Beckford.
Yes. Richie, what we've noticed, certainly from about late 2019, 2021, and coming into this year, we've lost many of our colleagues. We're talking lawyers. We have paid tribute on this program quite recently to Nancy Anderson.
Yes, I remember
and
that.
Velma Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
We now have, just this very week, Donovan Jackson passing. And the week before, we had Morel Beckford. And still during that time, there is another colleague from the Chief Parliamentary Council, the details of which I have not received. But just to pay tribute to our colleagues, Morel Beckford, he's really one of Mr. Mackenzie's brethren. Mm-hmm. And I met him down in the West, in St. James and Westmoreland, where he practices. We found him to be very helpful to our work, particularly as it related to states of emergency and other matters related to the liberty of the citizen. He was someone we could always call on to assist someone who had come into police custody, someone who needed legal representation, a more decent man, ordinary, simple, no fanfare, erudite, and if he said he's going to do it, trust me, it will be done.
Yes.
We are deeply saddened by the loss of this colleague. In fact, we're a poorer profession without him. Mm-hmm. Donovan Jackson, on the other hand, was a man who worked as counsel in the business area, more corporate law. He was a partner at Nunes, Schofield, Dillon and Company. We got word just this week that he fell sick Sunday, and by Monday, the news is out that he has passed. He was 64, still a young man, in our opinion. He was involved in civil litigation and commercial work, and head of Nunes' commercial division. Notwithstanding all his corporate involvement and work, no doubt, for large corporations, he did a fair amount of pro bono work. Certainly, I can say for the Jamaican Bar Association.
Yes.
And he had that social conscience to know that there were certain issues of social justice that he had to lend his hand to. So the profession has lost many stalwart, good, decent people over the last 3 years. And Richie B, it looks like, you know, sometimes your mango tree bare and you say it's a bumper crop. Mm-hmm. It just looks like so many of us are going.
Yeah, and you know what is similar here, as you mentioned Mr. Jackson and also Mr. Beckford, is the suddenness of how things happen. Because I think in Mr. Beckford's case, we know that he has been someone who has participated in a number of marathons. The Montego Bay City Run was one of those. And I think, based on my reading, he was actually out doing his morning run when he complained of feeling ill and was taken to the Savlamar Hospital where he was pronounced dead so quickly, so suddenly. It's sad.
Similarly, for Donovan Jackson, where it is reported that Sunday he feels sick and by Monday he's dead. So we have concerns. We express our profoundest condolence to family and wives and children, because these losses are profound to family and the community and, of course, the broader profession. So it just appears the other day, Mr. Mackenzie and I made up a list of how many of our colleagues we have lost, whether to COVID, because we have lost quite a few of them in relation to COVID. And the numbers is high. Next week when we come on, we will give you the precise number. So that is what we wanted to talk about. The other thing though, Richie,
yes,
if I could just move on.
Go right ahead.
When a complainant comes to OPD with a complaint, that person who alleges the violation of one of his constitutional rights or the likely violation, and they come and they make a report to us and ask us to investigate, that complainant carries an important part of the responsibility in having that complaint investigated. So let me give you an example. If the complainant says, you know, at the time the incident happened, a lady I know saw what was happening. I know her, and I can put you in touch with her. Now, as an investigator, it may suit us, certainly, to have a word with the lady, to explore what it is that lady has to say, and to compare it to what the complainant himself is saying. We at OPD, we would not necessarily know where to find the lady, how to find the lady, the details of who the lady is connected to, because you, the complainant, you have not furnished us with that material, but you have promised to let us have it. The point I make, Richie, is that when complainants come and make their complaint, our duty is to be independent and neutral in carrying out the investigation, identifying the issues, identifying whether or not the complaint has merit. You, as a complainant, need to assist us in every material way We will take you to the location of where you say a witness or a potential witness can be located. But you have to direct us to these people. We can't know who they are. The point is that whilst a number of incidents seem to be taking place, the complainant needs to play his or her full role. Let me give you another example. If you, as a complainant, go to Indicom and you make a complaint to Indicom, or you go to the police station and you make a complaint, or you go to IPRO and you make a complaint, everywhere you go and you make your statement and you sign your name to it, you're entitled to a copy of that statement. And do not offer the excuse, "It's the first time this ever happened. I may never know me to get it." Can we just move past that? And for Jamaicans to understand, it is not a favor that Indicom does or that a police station does where you have made a statement, which is a complaint. You're entitled to have a copy of it. Because you too, as a complainant, you need to make up your file, you know, to see who you have told what. Not that you're telling a story. You need to have your records in place. And these are some of the things that complainants can do to assist, like the public defender, in the investigation of any matter. We each have a role to play. Once we get on a decision, once a decision is taken, that a matter is going to be investigated. The complainant needs to own the investigation, help us to identify every potential, possibly relevant person that we can talk to. Don't believe that because we generally tend to be sympathetic to people and we have strong views on human rights, we can find in your favor. Our findings have to be grounded in facts and law. So we just wanted to share that with complainants. Help us to help yourself.
Absolutely. You know, you speak, we listen, we learn. A public defender, and we found our deliberations this morning to be quite useful, very informative. We thank you again for the tributes you paid to your colleagues who passed, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Beckford, and also for the other insights that you shared with us. We look forward to doing it again next Thursday morning at 10:15. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
You too. So good to hear you.
Wonderful. That was a chat with, of course, the public defender, Mrs. Arlene Harrison Henry, and it's a sponsored segment provided by the OPD, the Office of the Public Defender. We are seeing images popping up on the screens of the attack by Russia on Ukraine, and already we're hearing that global markets have plunged or are plunging. We haven't seen any report yet in terms of the impact on oil prices, but I expect that very soon we're going to be hearing about that. And that is going to be impacting the world, I suspect.
Of course.
We heard earlier that President Biden will be speaking at
12:30.
12:30.
But he's looking forward to that.
Yeah. But as Jody has rejoined us, you know that Putin has now spoken. Yeah. Yeah, let me tell you what him said. I don't want to hear what Putin said.
Of course.
The brother, you know, easy enough. Should I do it now?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Now, President Vladimir Putin has warned, note the word, he has warned, and this is after the attack started, he has warned that if other countries interfere with Russia's attack on Ukraine, they will be met with consequences like they have never seen before.
Putin said war.
Yo. Them talk, them are making up.
That's a movie line. That comes like a line out of a movie.
Like you know, I watch the action movie.
Yeah,
like,
man.
No, man.
That is what he's saying.
Yo.
Wow.
So that is tough talking.
Yeah, and then the country, them when I talk to them tough too.
Right.
And then
Exactly.
ego on top of ego. Oh no. What Biden not gonna come with? This is oh
I always
jeez.
say if there were female leaders, we would just have countries not talking to each other. We wouldn't have this problem.
You said that's what
The
happened with a
countries would
female
just
leader.
not be speaking to
But
each
boys
other right
always
now.
have to show off them toys.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
We don't know where this is going to end, but it not look good.
I don't think it's gonna end well because you know once America in a this, you know, and then you're gonna tell people
tough-
say,
tough
hey,
chat.
if you
Yeah.
jump on this is how I'm for America bad people too, you know. So we're gonna go on.
But, you know, I was in a conversation yesterday, and the whole matter of America, and you remember there was a time when America spoke, and
Everybody cower.
everybody just
That
cower,
don't
and not,
exist anymore.
but I don't think that is the case again.
No, sir.
Yeah. Is it that they've lost their sting? I don't know, but
Yeah.
there are some people who just, it doesn't even matter if they speak because they're not taking heed
Nope.
when America speaks. I don't know.
Well, I tell you something. Not in this case because Russia. I think Shellz and maybe Jody. Let me not. Don't take this as an insult.
go on.
But the former Soviet Union. You understand? Russia is a very, very powerful country. You understand? They have nuclear weapons. You understand? So that gives them Putin
Some ammunition
Yes,
for
he has a lot of
talk
power
out
and
of the
stuff.
side of
Yeah,
their
you
mouth.
understand? So, in a case like that, you have to be like very, very careful along that, tread along that lines,
We must just keep quiet over our
Understand.
end. Jamaica just does, we're sending prayers. We don't have to send nothing else.
I think there was an offer for Jamaica to support some students who were there if they wanted to come home.
Yeah.
And I think the offer was refused. I understand.
That offer they could have still Richie. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna tell a lie. They
It
offered
was
them
a
loan.
But,
them not.
but seriously.
I'm not take that.
All right, look at it this way. You're in a war zone. It is expected that you would be under attack. You obviously would want to be getting out of that situation, right?
And this
if you don't have the funds and you're getting a loan offer, maybe some fairly attractive terms like a low interest rate or something, what do you do? Refuse that loan offer or take that?
I understand where they're coming from.
take that and take home, say.
It's easier said than done, I guess these students have been over there for a very long time, and it's easy to say, hey, take the loan. But Richie, I'm very, very outspoken with certain things.
I know.
I'm going to refuse the offer. And you know why I would refuse the offer?
Right.
Because we have royals coming here that we're going to incur costs. And if you can pay for those expenses for royals, you could pay for 44 students to come back.
Pow.
Well,
that.
that is a view.
Shots like that.
At the same time, though, it didn't seem like they were prepared to even negotiate. It's like, okay, listen, I'm not accepting that offer. Now, we don't even know what their situation is this morning.
Yeah, because some of them are in.
Unfortunate.
I've been trying to find the video where the lady was like, "Oh my God, is this the war now?" Because she's in an area and like she's looking further, like she's on an high-rise building and she's looking and seeing all the explosion and stuff like that. And she's like, it's here now, it's start now, because you hear the Jamaican accent, and I'm like,
I saw somebody put up a post saying, listen, if I were there, I'd have taken the loan if it's even for default upon it.
But Richie,
You're rough, man.
funny, but
I just have to make sure I get out.
Yeah.
Because you're the type of talk with Putin, I make.
how you think those students are feeling right now? I mean,
I know
bombs
they're
are dropping.
worried,
And
but
their family here.
yeah, I know they're. I worry about the families, that have these kids
Jody
there.
is one of those who will die for a cause, you know what I mean? Like,
I would. I am that
She's
person.
that kind of person.
Yes, I am. But it feel a way though for your country offer you alone for carry home.
Yeah,
I've never heard
not a
that
good
before.
look.
It's
Not
the
a good
first
look.
time. But this is Jamaica. We set
Pandemic.
trend.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
It's a pandemic kind
Yeah.
of offer.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a pandemic kind of offer, but it's unfortunate. I really
But
do pray.
what surprised me is that I didn't hear, okay, you say 44 students. I didn't hear 10 of them decided that they'll take up. Everybody said
Everybody say no, but
know
at the
what, that-
opportunity, Richie, you have to consider that too, like they must say, yo, me I brave it, because right now we don't know how Jamaica stay. We come, we can't go back for finish school and all of those things. So there's so many things that I am assuming they're considering, and they're like, I would prefer to stay here and brave it just in case, just to finish school, which is unfortunate, but
Yeah, it reminds me, to be honest with you, we're all being honest here. It reminds me of when persons are living on the gully banks and the floods are coming, and no matter what the government says, them now move.
because them not have nowhere else
And then
to go.
sometimes that's the case. Sometimes they have options, but them just say, yo, man, nah, I left my place. So, there are some people who take some even at one point, you remember when a hurricane was
Yes.
coming and they were asking
there were
for
persons
Port
wouldn't
Royal
move,
and so
and
on.
they
And
wouldn't
nobody-
leave.
nobody say, yo,
Yeah.
I will stay here and ride it through.
I understand
So,
all of what you guys are saying, right? But I am pretty sure that they also understand that this is a serious thing. It's war.
Sure they do, yeah.
You understand? You don't have the time for think about, the government offering you a loan. Maybe they should have taken us out free and all. This is war. This is your life. You're talking
I
about,
would
brother.
consider it.
All right. Well, listen, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we wish them safety
Yeah.
if they
I
remain,
agree.
and a safe return if that is what they opt for through some other level of support.
Right.
The images are on the screen and they're quite frightening.
Yeah.
All right. Pretty much we're starting we're ending where we
We
started.
started, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But of course, I want to thank all of our guests this morning. That includes Aurelia Cruz, with whom we spoke at 8 o'clock, and Jah-Lil, who was our
Big up
reggae
Jah-Lil.
guest at 10 o'clock. We also had, of course, the public defender at 10:15 with Constitutionally Speaking. I enjoyed it this morning.
Yeah, man, good-
It was a
good
good
show.
day. It was a good day. A lot of thinking points, especially what we're going on right now, and man chat, and nobody never win Secret Sound game, so I give thanks. It's a good
Remember, Shellz want to do a part 2 on that man chat. Yeah,
Yes,
you might have a
okay,
burning
no
issue that
problem.
you want.
I will invite some other men to come discuss
Yes,
too.
please.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.